Hello, this is Cochise Pearson. I am coming back at you with a controversial book by Shaunie Henderson, who was married to Shaq O'Neal, the great basketball player. And the book is titled Undefeated. Now, there is a lot of talk about the controversial statement that she made regarding her previous marriage with Shaq O'Neal. She says, not sure she's ever in love with Shaq. Now, why did she make that statement? Particularly since they were married for 7 years and they have 5 kids. And I would like to highlight the names of the kids. She has Miles, who is 26 years old, Sharif, 23 years old, Amira, who is 21, Shakir, 20, and Miara, who is 17 years old, the baby. Now, getting back to their mama, Shaunie, in her book Undefeated, which is a pretty good book, she highlights that she isn't too sure that she was in love with Shaq, and she came out in the open on talk shows as well and basically stated you can love someone and not be in love. And I can relate to that, and I think many of you can also relate to that statement. If you think about it, you can love someone, but it doesn't mean necessarily that you are in love with that person. Well, anyway, when that statement was released, it got back to Shaq, and his response was, I understand. I wouldn't have been in love with me either. Wishing you all the best. I just love Shaq. I mean, he is a very dignified and classy individual. If you happen to Google Shaq, a picture of him besides the word class will pop up. Now, why am I bringing up Shaq? Because in his memoir, Shaq Uncut My Story, he has been very open about his infidelity, particularly cheating on Shaunie. Now, he has not trashed her. He has not made any disparaging comments about her. He holds himself 100% accountable, and he regrets it. I just don't understand why Shaunie will come out and make such a profound statement, not sure she's ever in love with Shaq. Now, I find that to be very interesting, and I'm going to share that with you, the viewers. Why? Because she got married to a pastor, Keon Henderson, in 2022. Now, if you are starting a new chapter in your life, why are you bringing up your previous husband? And now, I got to be candid. The name O'Neal, as you know, is very famous. And if it wasn't for Shaq O'Neal, there would be no Shaunie O'Neal. As a matter of fact, when they divorced, she continued to hold on to the name O'Neal, and she started the very successful Basketball Wives series in 2010, and it turned out to be a mega hit. And today, if you Google Shaunie O'Neal's net worth, she is worth at least $35 million. And I commend her for stepping up her game to be independent. And she says basically that it was imperative for her to achieve economic mobility because she was always depending on the money of Shaq, and now she is able to stand on her own 2 feet financially. And I respect that, and I certainly give a thumbs up to all women who strive to be self-sufficient and independent. However, there are some things that should just be kept quiet and not said, particularly her statement stating that she probably was never in love with Shaq. I think that was very inappropriate, especially since you are currently married. And she also shares some light about her parents in terms of their 54 years of marriage. Now, in her book, she says that, I'm not proud of the fact that I spent so many years in denial. It just shows how easy it is to slip into patterns and become comfortable with them even when they're toxic. And why did I bring up her parents? Because even though they were married for 5 decades, there was infidelity. The father cheated on the mother. And it all goes back to Shaunie's family of orientation. And there's a pattern in terms of how a woman witnesses a senior person in her family, the matriarch who was being cheated, and continues to see that the matriarch sticks with her man like glue. And that's exactly what happened with Shaunie and Shaq in terms of how she stated he would turn up missing. And the signs were right in front of her. However, she was very, very private in her life, and it was something that she just didn't want to talk about. And in her book, Undefeated, she states, "My bubble is a state of mind. It's an attitude that says when it comes to my personal life and family, people are untrustworthy until proven otherwise." And I understand that, particularly when you have gone through a lot as a young child and just, becoming an older, responsible adult. The book Undefeated, I certainly, give it at least 3 stars. I say 3 stars and not 4 stars because I just don't appreciate the fact that she highlighted that she was never in love with Shaq. How can you say that, especially when you had all those kids by that man? And I'm saying that once he hurt her, and this is my theory, that she fell out of love with him. She was certainly in love with that man, but he stepped on her heart when she found out that he was cheating. Now, if you like this video, I want you to please give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't done so already, I want you to please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I would really appreciate it. Again, my name is Cochise Pearson. I am the president of Ivy Scholar Success, and please check out my recap video in regards to Shaunie O'Neal. Thank you.